Back to the show. Time is now 10:33 and we're with Derek White and Rob McCaffrey, and we're just saying that footballers are actually filled with milk of human kindness.
Majority of guys, I was an ex-player, but the majority of guys I know are normal lives. They've got kids, they get mortgages, take them to school, and just obviously because everybody wants to know everything they do or everything they see. They're going to Safeway or they're going to Spinneys for their breakfast to get shopping. There's a camera in their face, and people just make stuff rubbish. I mean, about 1-2% of people spoil it for the rest of the footballers.
And what about agents? What's the role of agents in the kind of relationship that the players have with their clubs, or sometimes the poor relationship?
Well, I think as some agents, there's obviously some bad ones, but there's obviously some good ones as well. I think as a player it's important you have an agent, unless you're very confident. It's much easier for me when I was a player for an agent to go in and speak on my behalf and say how good I was and I'm brilliant at this, I can do this, and negotiate your money. That's not what you're there to do, and that's what he does. I think there is a role. There is some bad agents.
And can you explain that peculiar situation with Carlos Tevez, certainly when he was at Manchester United, where his rights were owned by somebody else?
No,
not right.
Well, they are, but I can't explain it. But
you can't explain
it. I think what Derek says is John Viola is Derek's agent, who's based in Dubai as well, or works in Dubai, and you were friends as much as anything. But like now, you wouldn't have been able. John was like, right, every signing on fee in your pension fund, the financial advice he gave you has absolutely saved you, hasn't it? Really,
absolutely, yeah. Luckily, I was, because there's some agents that I know that reputation, and they're not interested in the players' welfare. They're interested in lining their pocket.
Right.
So the guy I had, thankfully, was good. In terms of pensions and saving schemes and that type of thing, from a very young age.
Right. But back to your point, Rob, about Sky essentially having bid up the price of the Premier League, and now the clubs are finding it difficult sometimes.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, what if people will be doing university degrees in what Sky Sports has done for sport? Sky Sports is the pinnacle. I mean, when I grew up, it was BBC, ITV. They're not in the same league as Sky Sports. Now, you can criticise it and say you have to pay for it, but you think when ITV had the contract before Sky Sports took over it, there was about 20,000 in grounds. Were dilapidated, and now look at the difference. Now it's become a family sporting event. The stadia are absolutely magnificent. It's worldwide. Look at the darts, the way they do the darts. But now you get 10,000 people in Nottingham Arena watching the darts. It's absolutely staggering how Sky Sports single-handedly have transformed the world of sport as well, and they've made people very, very wealthy. The footballers wealthy. But at the same time, as well, as my old pal Rodney Marsh used to say, you get the going rate. If people want you, you get the money.
Absolutely, yeah.
So all in all, it's been a good thing for sport.
I think it's been an absolutely incredible thing for sport. Look at the way they do the cricket, the darts, the athletics, but primarily the football. The football drives everything, because wherever we've been the last few days, we went to Kuwait last week. That was an experience, wasn't it?
And a half.
And a half, yeah. But everybody was going, just the football. Everybody wants to do it. And it's because the interest driven by the way Sky Sports have done it. They packaged it. They've made it an event. When they first started, they used to do non-league football, but they treated it like it was the FA Cup final. That's the way to do it. And they've been so successful. Yeah. And I've just got the utmost admiration for and I was very, very privileged and pleased to be a part of it.
Now, you may have a question for Rob or Derek, in which case you can phone it in on 0443 1010, or you can text it in on 4001. Now, what about the local football scene? Have you gotten to know that while you've been here?
Not really. We've been so busy that I've tried, and we've sort of dipping our toe into it a little bit. And I know, in fact, lots of players have been asking me to try and get them clubs out here, and it's difficult. And working with our Arabic colleagues at Showtime, they're part of football clubs. Abdul Rahman, fantastic guy, the former captain of the UAE. So yes, we have got to know it a little bit, but not as much as we would have liked. I think it's fair to say. And
then you've got this Italian signing who's gone to
Cannavaro.
Yeah. That's pretty incredible, really.
Well, I think it's going to open up. I think the one thing that clubs want to do is trying to include the expats, and the way to do it is to get big foreign stars and big name stars in to do it, and that's how you encourage people in.
The latest rumour was Ballack might be looking at coming out.
Michael Ballack.
Yeah.
Well, the only
He's
thing
just been released from Chelsea.
The only thing is, I mean, I was punting Stephen Reid, who's on a free transfer. Now, if I was a manager of any team out here, I'd get Stephen Reid in rather than Michael Ballack, because with due respect to Cannavaro and Michael Ballack, 36 and 34,
yes, it's a payday.
It's a payday, and you know, off we go. I can't see them really busting a gut, but that's I'm not the manager of a club. Maybe we could do that, because we'd certainly win the league with the players.
I was at the airport the other night picking my daughter up, and Lee McCulloch with Rangers was there. First thing he says to me, "Can you get me out here?" Every player we made want to come. You think it's just going to be lying on the beach and
but
no
there
training.
Again,
it doesn't work like that.
No secret. Sam Allardyce wanted to manage out here, but he couldn't get through the door.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of the managers were wonderful managers, but with somebody with that experience for what he does, and he didn't. All he wanted to do was come and enjoy his lifestyle. Experience. He was going to take Derek as his first team coach. Couldn't get through the door.
Yeah. Well, the rumours that Harry Redknapp was being looked at by Al Hatley
and Rafa Benitez as well.
Yeah,
and there's also rumours that Derek White's going to play centre forward for Brazil in the World Cup. So we'll have to see.
Now, talking about Rafa, it seems he's gone to Inter. Is that not a bit strange? And is he too fat, is what I want to know.
It's quite incredible, Rafa Benitez. I mean, I think in any other job in the world, if you don't do a good job in your job, you don't get another one right away.
He's done really well.
And a huge payoff.
And he gets a huge payoff from Liverpool, and then right away steps into the Milan job. I don't get that.
That's where football is a bit weird.
Yeah.
There's
no other business like
there's sometimes no rhyme or reason for it, is it? There's lots of times when you think, he get him, and then it doesn't happen. Somebody else gets the job, and I suppose it's the rich tapestry of it all.
Now, in the coverage of the last couple of years, what have been the most critical moments, or what have been the most exciting moments?
Exciting. There was a guy ran on the set one time because there was a fly running round in the studio, and it kept running round and was buzzing all over us, and we were laughing.
And we just thought only in Dubai this could happen.
And the guy just burst through the door with a big magazine and swatted it, and then we went, "Mate, we're live on air," and he went, "Oh," in that sort of like cartoon kind of turnaround expression face, saying, "Oh my word, oh sorry," and then trying to slope off set. That was vaguely amusing.
I think one of the highlights is obviously the one we had the managers on, the Premier League managers, for me. Meeting Kenny Dalglish and meeting guys that I admired as a kid.
What about your Christmas special? Karaoke special, that was good viewing.
I can't believe we've only mentioned the Maidan once. Last night, can I say, when the old feed went down, we've got a guy called Ronan McManus, who's Elvis Costello's kid brother. He is the greatest singer, guitarist. Anybody out there?
Who was on the Christmas special?
He was on the Christmas special. He wants to play. Anybody wants a fantastic guitarist gig? He's going to gig at the Irish Village, or anybody out there. Ronan McManus, see him live at the Maidan tonight. So, of course, when it went down, have I got to stop talking?
You do, because we've got a phone call.
Okay, sorry about that.
Sorry, who's calling? Good morning, you're live on Dubai Eye.
Yes, I am live on the Justin website, and I am live on Dubai Eye. I think Dubai really reflects the differences in people, and I think you are nothing but a bunch of insulters, gossipers, invaders of privacy.
Anyway, as I was saying, so Ronan McManus is there, and he's singing it live at the Irish Village. He wants to sing live at the Irish Village. So the feed went down last night, and we went, "Ronan, get back on." He's playing the guitar. Get back on. So thankfully we had him when, of course, everybody's like going, "What's happening? What's happening?" And then he actually forced me to sing. And then Derek got up and sang as well. It was like the Dunkirk spirit. All hands to the pump kind of thing.
Pushed up there, did you, Rob?
Yeah, had to be dragged and then dragged off, and I wouldn't give the mic back. Yeah, so old. But he earned his money last night, Ronan. Didn't
he was desperate to go on. Desperate for the football to go off, and he's up trying to grab the mic to go on.
So somebody just texted in saying Sky Sports means the world can't see the World Cup anymore unless we pay. Disgusting. But I think
Sky Sports means the World Cup. No, you can't. It's, the one thing about the World Cup is it's free to air, isn't it? It was certainly in England.
One of
the crown jewels of England,
Wimbledon, the British Open, Sky Sports Grand National.
I think they've been given protected status. So that's not quite right, actually. But perhaps, by reference to this part of the world, you can't see it here unless you're paying with Al Jazeera. What did happen last night? Have you got any input on what
I thought you were going to tell us, John. We astounded, well, not astounded, but we've seen it just went off yesterday, and Rob was just desperate to go up and get the mic, get the song. Says sort of football, we don't want any football, let's go on and sing all day. We don't know this. We had a similar situation on Show Sports about 4 months ago. It was one of the big ones as well. It was Arsenal, and right away everything went down. We didn't know
it happened for a couple of weeks, didn't it?
Yeah. And we don't know. Was it sabotage? We don't know. We don't know.
I mean, Al Jazeera are currently saying that it's probably sabotage from another broadcaster, which I find quite incredible, really. But It's happened before, you say?
Well, it's happened loads of times. It has happened down these. Listen, I don't even want to go anywhere near that. It's nothing to do with me.
No.
It's between Al Jazeera and whoever. But I feel sorry for punters. Obviously, you just want to watch the game.
Yeah.
It's probably something really simple, and somebody just pressed a button and everything's went off.
You can't believe when you go to these outside broadcasts, and because I spoke to the guy from Agreco who's doing the power over here. He's sponsoring our Maidan night, which you can get 11 nights here. Me and Derek White, and he said. Literally, I mean, I've got my microphone here with a plug there, and it said somebody could trip over the plug, literally, getting a hamburger from the store, and the whole thing goes. It's most amazing technical thing, but it's also the most simple as well. It could be literally as stupid as that, or somebody's forgot to put the plug in there. That means that, from South Africa, the world is waiting.
Yeah, so it's a very fragile kind of ecosystem, right? And Maidan, now let's talk about that.
Yep.
And what specifically, where is it, for example? I know where Maidan is, and there's a hotel down there.
Yeah.
Is that where you're located?
Yeah, we're right on the finishing line inside, so it's nice and it's nice air conditioning there. Basically, it's an extension of our Goals on Monday show. We get guests out. We got with Ricky Hatton last night. Calvin Palmer was on. Ronan McManus done a bit of a sing-song. We'd talk about the game before, which was no game, but we should be talking about the game before, analysing half-time.
Right.
Then after the game, question answer. They can ask Ricky or any of our guests any questions from the audience.
So it's just taking your TV show format
On the road?
on the road, yeah. Road show.
But it's magnificent. I have to say, what they've done there, we went when it was a shell, because I think it's the first time the Maidans, apart from the World Cup, or the racing leading up to it, that they've allowed an event, an indoor event in there. And we went when it was a shell. It's magnificent. They've got the Wags Lounge where you can go and get your nails done. If you're bored, it's sexist really kind of thing, but if the women are bored, they go and have a nice glass of champagne and get their nails done for free and things like that. And there's all kinds of little clever things. And it's a real chilled out place. It's magnificent. I think there's 350 coming tonight
for England USA.
USA, and it will be bouncing. Let me tell you.
How much does it cost?
It costs 5 pence. That's it costs 375 dirhams. www.robinderrick.com. 375 dibs. Free F&B. The food is magnificent. I was just saying, I was starving now, aren't I?
You didn't eat anything.
Didn't eat anything. They had pies and burgers and all that kind of, that sort of English kind of footy food, but beautiful dessert. It was magnificent.
Right, well, we'll send some interns out to get you a pie while we listen to these messages. To these messages. To these messages. To these